Kylie of Kylie M Interiors, online paint color consultant and e-design expert. Today we're taking a look at Sherwin Williams Mindful Gray. Mindful Gray is a warm gray paint color. A lot of people are looking for a traditional gray that casts slightly cool, in which case they'd look at colors like Tinsmith, Benjamin Moore, Stonington Gray. They wouldn't be looking at Mindful Gray because it has a slightly more than passive warmth to it. And along with that warmth, it has some undertones. So every gray paint color, whether it's cool or warm, will have blue, green, or purple undertones. Mindful Gray has a very, very minor purple undertone, but that purple undertone is easily overtaken by a wink of green that you have to watch for. Now, when it comes to LRV, Mindful Gray sits at 48. LRV is light reflectance value, and it tells you how light or dark a paint color is on a scale of 0, which is black, to 100, which is white. This guy sits at 48, so that means it's in the light medium depths. So once we get to like the 60 range, we're getting pretty light up there. And if you have a super bright room, some of those colors can wash out. The lighter your color gets, the more it's going to wash out. A color like Mindful Gray is going to hold itself quite well in a bright room. If you have a dark room though, it's going to look a little flat, a little murky. You are going to need good interior lighting to make it come to life. If you have north-facing light, you might see Mindful Gray lean that a little bit more into its grayness, losing some of that warmth. But if you have south-facing light, it's still going to look like a warm gray. It won't look like a grayish, but it'll have a very pretty kind of putty warmth to it that I love. Now, the best way to pick a paint color is with comparison. So I want to show you a few. So, Amazing Gray, this puts us more in the grayish, so it's warmer, and it has a slightly stronger green undertone. So that shows you, Mindful Gray, how gray it can really look compared to a more grayish paint color. Repose Gray, so Repose Gray sits above Mindful Gray. So if you have a super bright room and Repose Gray's washing out, I think this has an LRV of, I'm going to say it's 58. There you go. Repose does the same thing with its undertones. And I say that because as soon as we go down one notch to Dorian Gray sits beneath Mindful Gray, it loses some of the green and gains a little bit more purple. But again, the undertones are so passive in these colors. If you are sensitive to purple or green, you might not even notice them. So don't get too scared when I say those words. As for the best whites to go with Mindful Gray, you do want to be careful because Mindful Gray is that little bit closer to gray than it is to beige or grayish. If you put a warm white with it, it's passable. This is Sherwin Williams Alabaster, but Mindful Gray does like a cleaner approach. I find the yellow in the warm colors kind of sits a bit off with the more neutral undertone. If we shift to pure white, so much better. Let's look at that again. Alabaster is like meh. Pure white, a world of difference. And we can even take it up one notch to high reflective white. Personally, I like the softness of pure white with Mindful Gray, but if you want a cleaner contrast, high reflective white would do the job. So I do have paint reviews on my blog of all of these colors, and I have tons of YouTube videos, an Instagram feed, and thank you for watching my YouTube channel.